Hello, this is Becky, once again, the former spokesperson for the American Cultural Tradition and or Cultural Memory Complaint Department, and the current head and or chief and or director of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency. Yes, and I'm coming in today to further update you on the mis- and disinformation tale that aCiPhtTh has been disseminating and producing and sponsoring and frolicking in lately. And that's what they do, isn't it, the fascists? If they can't get you for something you actually did, they encourage your parents to turn you in. And in fact, if your parents are right-wing authoritarian fascist bigots, they will turn you in and say any kind of thing that the lying FBI wants them to say. And that's precisely what Ms. aCiPhtTh has been doing. And, well, I mean, what can we say? He is the love child of Charlie Manson after all. And what did Charlie Manson want? Yes, we remember what Charlie Manson wanted. He wanted to create a race war in America. And that's what these guys seem to want to do. So it's no surprise. Once again, this is Turkey. I'm coming to you. I am wearing my Tyler Robinson Halloween costume, as you can see if I pan back. Yes, this is me, and I'm in my Tyler Robinson Halloween costume. And the reason for that is because if you recall, 3 days ago, yes, before aCiPhtTh got in trouble for being a really bad director of the Federal Bureau of Insurrectionists, if you recall his role in the January 6th events, the Federal Bureau of Insurrectionists and Lying Misinformation Scoundrels, right? He also wrote a children's book called, what was it again? Oh, yes, it was about Miss Hillary Clinton, and it was called The Plot to Kill the King. Of course, there was no such plot. The plot was to take over the government by any means necessary. That's what Ms. aCiPhtTh supported in January 6th and continues to support today by any means necessary. And that's not on our side, that's on his side. And that's no reference to Malcolm X or our good friend Jean-Paul Sartre, but in fact the ironic misreading of the term and misuse of the term by the fascist right. And that kind of irony of the fascist right. Remember when 3 days ago there was all of this information that Mr. Tyler Robinson was a groyper and supported the cause and mission of Mr. Nick Fuentes? And well, that's all gone. I mean, you can hardly even find it from the internet. The internet has effectively been scrubbed. Yes, scrubbed by Mr. aCiPhtTh. And all of that information, you know, it's hard to find, but you can find it. I'm going to go ahead and click on a website and read something from 3 days ago. Now, imagine, like, this was the information 3 years ago. Well, you know, we'll talk about a little bit about how aCiPhtTh, Mr. aCiPhtTh, current head and or chief and director of the Federal Bureau of Insurrectionists and bullshit, apparently got to Tyler Robinson's parents, and they turned him in. Yes, that's part of the whole Nazi project. Yeah, turn in your kids. Yeah, good kids, turn in your parents. Remember 1984? It's all here, folks. You can't pretend this isn't fascism anymore. If you do, I don't know, wake up and smell the fascist coffee. It's probably not really coffee, but you get the idea. In any case, let's open a reasonable website from 3 days ago and go ahead and read this. All right, so this is from the Independent, and I'll just go ahead and read part of it. When Charlie Kirk was shot dead during an event in Utah last week, the immediate reaction was outrage, but straight away came two big searches for the killer and also for the explanation. The days since have been filled with speculation and accusations as people from across politics have looked to blame their enemies. Yes, that's indeed what is going on, and the internet effectively has been scrubbed. And CBS and all of those other stations and Axios and all of this nonsense, they're all under the thumb of Ms. aCiPhtTh. Yes, the love child, Charlie Manson, and it's pretty obvious because all of this information that we had 3 days ago is gone. And on the word of Mom and Pop Robinson, danger, Tyler Robinson, your parents are going to turn you in because they're basically the fascists and willing to sacrifice their children for this mission. Okay, But even days on, and with the suspect in custody, the world is nowhere near finding a motive or explanation for the killing. Many have been suggested, but the few pieces of information released from both the shooting and the killer's history have proven fruitful to those looking to propose their own theory. Some have suggested, though with little evidence, this was only 3 days ago, that the killer was a leftist, while others have pointed to indications that he might have considered himself a groyper. Yes, that's Nick Fuentes' connection. A fandom arranged around Nick Fuentes, a far-right influencer who has claimed that Kirk was too moderate and whose fans have publicly clashed with him in the past. And that's our ongoing theory, because that was what the information all pointed to begin with. And this Ma and Pa Kettle thing that aCiPhtTh is producing is a bunch of hogwash. It's no more real than his explanation of January 6th and the plot to kill the king. By the way, Cash, we don't have kings here. And by the way, Cash, if Charlie Kirk, you're right, if Charlie Kirk is supposed to be such a great Christian, then why is he going to Valhalla? Because that's a different system. In any case, whatever. In the wake of the shooting and with the shock and the outrage still raw, many are still asking what happened, and the answer became urgent as people look to blame their opponents for the violence. Yes, and they're still doing it. In particular, Mr. aCiPhtTh, who promised not to politicize the Federal Bureau of Insurrection, but has only politicized the Federal Bureau of Insurrection since he's been there. Donald Trump, for instance, suggested in a video posted soon after Charlie's death that the problem was radical left political violence. nonsense, even though we don't really do that on the radical left. He pointed to the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania last year, despite the fact that no clear motive has been found. Yes, but they don't listen because they can't, So whatever the information, whatever the facts, it's always the left's fault. It's the left's fault because they didn't fight us. It's the left's fault because they fought us. It's the left's fault because they inspired, the right to be violent. Whatever. It's always their fault, despite of the evidence. Okay, what happened to Gripus? He pointed to the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania last year, despite the fact that no clear motive has been found, and the now Trudeau's political outlook is both unclear and seemingly contradictory. Yes, indeed. And same here. But that banner of vague, contradictory political positions, cloaked in an ironic posturing that means even specific statements must be distrusted, has been a growing part of a recent run of mass shootings, and it reflects a substantial strand in internet culture more broadly among young people in an online discourse marked by posturing, competition, and aversion to saying anything specific or sincere. La 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 la. This was only from 3 days ago, and as it goes on and points to the absence of information to support all these conspiracy theories about this guy being a leftist, even though he's not affiliated with any leftist organizations, etc., etc. I don't remember when I protested Charlie Kirk with a contract in fee through Theta. We didn't see Miss Tyler Robinson at this protest. Quite the contrary. Bottles were being thrown at us, and that was all okay. And the Charlie Kirk supporters are happy with that and said, well, if you didn't want a bottle thrown at you, you shouldn't have been at the protest in the first place. But when Charlie Kirk gets a bullet, I don't think they're saying the same thing, are they? It's kind of a little hypocritical idea here, like, we can hurt you, but you can't hurt us. But we didn't hurt you in the first place. It's all you right-wing nut jobs doing the killing themselves. It's like these people are like sharks. And they create a little blood in the water, and then they eat each other, and then they blame everybody else. Oh, it must have been those radical left Dems that put the blood in the water. We wouldn't have eaten each other if there was no blood in the water, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, you get the idea. Now, due to there I am, being surprised again in my Tyler Robinson outfit. I'm gonna go ahead and take my head off, and that's the costume right there. That's the Tyler Robinson costume, and this is the man responsible for all the nonsense and the misinformation, disinformation 101. He was producing disinformation before he was in the FBI. While he's in the FBI, he was going to be producing disinformation for the rest of his life. And this guy apparently, so this guy right here, right? Everything was pointing towards this Mr. Tyler Robinson being like a member of these gripers. And of course that looked bad from Donald J. because he had Miss Nick Fuentes over there with what's the guy's name? 2024, whoever 2024 is, and recent information has come out that 2024 is an anti-Semite and pretty screwed up, just basically screwed up. Whoever 2024 is, he's just a messed up guy. But of course, Donald J. likes to associate with messed up guys, right? Like Nick Fuentes and 2024. So rather than taking responsibility for Nick Fuentes' attempt to take over the Charlie Kirk drug empire and assume all of his NRA contracts, this guy is trying to pin it on the left, right? Because the left's so bad guys. You can see it in my eye. I got it going on. I really got it going on. I'm the left child, Charlie Manson. Do not mess with me. Mr. Cash Patel. Okay, so apparently Mr. Cash Patel got to, yep, here they are, the parents of Charlie Kirk. There's Pa Robinson. Danger, Tyler Robinson, do not trust your father. He will betray you on multiple levels. Same with mom. These Utah creepy people will betray you. Yeah. They're encouraged by this guy over here, Mr. Cash Patel, love child, and future resident of Mr. Cash Patel, riding his blinded pony into the land of the grave. Oh yeah, with them deer in the headlight eyes. You can see what a warrior I am. Woohoo! Anyway, these folks were encouraged, and certainly ideologically, what do you call that? They were turned by the FBI. Obviously, they're easy to turn. Look at this. Come on, seriously. And white bread is as white bread does. And if you need to sacrifice your son, to keep it all going, that's what these people are capable of doing. Well, that is fascism in a nutshell, right? So you got the information, you got the truth, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna throw it all out, right? Because they have to abolish the truth because there is no truth anymore, right? Remember all those people like the alternate truth or whatever it was, the alternate right truth, the alternate facts, conspiracy theory here, conspiracy theory there. So all the truth was thrown out, and now what we have is a nonsense story about this guy and his immediate, conversion to radical leftist ideology. And radical leftist ideology means what? According to these people, the radical leftist ideology means like being friends with someone who's trans. Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, I said that. Effing kidding me? That's radical? How is that radical? What would Jesus do? Oh, yeah. And these people, I mean, come on, seriously. Like, I don't know anybody that gets converted to radical left ideology overnight. It was between the time that pictures were taken of this guy with the remember? Do you recall that I'm not the shooter T-shirt and the inspiration probably came from Cash Patel to begin with. That was even before we knew that he was this love child of Charlie Manson. And within that time period, over 3 days, like all the facts have been erased and new facts have been set them up to replace them. But this is the way they are. I'm gonna believe what I want to believe. Oh, the left is hurting us, even if it's really us that's hurting us. Oh, right? And let's come on. Like Charlie Kirk ain't no hero. He's a bigot, racist. Piece of shit, okay? Charlie Kirk is a bigot, racist a piece of shit. And if my employer doesn't like it, well, my employer can fire me, okay? So I happen to be, I don't have a job because I'm a turkey, and I'm employed by a contracting fee through Theta. I find it highly unlikely that a contracting fee through Theta will fire me for saying the truth, okay? So if you want Miss Charlie Kirk, which we don't have a picture of here, but you've seen him on that little flying pony, riding his way into Valhalla or heaven or whatever it is, it's contradictory stuff. But if you really want him to be a Christian martyr, I mean, like, come on, wake up and read the gospel, right? Okay? So there ain't nothing in the gospel that has ever proposed anything like what this guy did. And, honor thy mother and thy father, but, that's kind of a two-way street, too. I mean, come on, this is nonsense, right? Okay, so let's go back to the real culprit, head of the Department of Mis- and Disinformation and Love Child of Charlie Manson. There he goes. He's flying off into Valhalla. Keep going. Oh, you're almost there. You're almost there, Cash. Oh, yeah. Keep going. Oh, your flying pony's out of control. Oh, my flying pony. Cash Patel needs to spend more time learn how to ride his flying pony in Valhalla. But in any case, this turkey, once again, keeping you informed on who's who and who isn't and who tells the truth and who's just a piece of shit. Well, hopefully we don't get censored for that. But I see them as I call them.